Hey y'all, it's Rick with Responder Support Services, and it's again time for another video. And if you can believe it or not, we're at video number 24. And today's video is from a first responder that I'm working with, and this guy was at ground zero when the towers came down, and he worked there for some time afterwards. He noticed a symptom there that he's noticing again now during COVID, and that symptom is memory loss. And that got me curious, and I started looking deeper into the idea if prolonged stress can interfere with memory. And I found that under prolonged stress or even acute episodic stress, people will have a difficult time creating short-term memories and have a difficult time turning short-term memories into long-term memories. Let's look at it a little bit closer at this. A recent meta-analysis on 113 different stress studies found some interesting results, and they weren't all bad. One thing they found was that prolonged stress will impede creating a memory if the stress occurred prior to or during the time the memory is trying to be formed. I can now tell my wife that I was listening to her. The stress from COVID-19 didn't allow her words to imprint as memory on my brain. On the flip side though, some of the analysis showed that prolonged or acute stress could improve memory. If the material being learned was directly related to the stressor or the stress event, memory actually improved. And maybe a lot of our protocols from dealing with COVID will be easy to recall if we have to go through all this again. If you've seen my previous videos, you know I like to pick on cortisol to see what role it's playing in the problems we're experiencing during these prolonged stress events. In this case though, none of the studies analyzed showed that cortisol was directly related to memory impairment during prolonged stress events. Oh well. Indirectly though, things like messing with our sleep and stuff like that, that does have an impact. If we look at the cognitive side of this equation, prolonged and acute stress does lead to exhaustion, and there's a very direct link between exhaustion and cognitive impairment that includes issues with attention and memory. The real downer is these studies found memory impairment was still detected in subjects up to 3 years later, even after the stressors and the exhaustion were addressed. This underscores my repeated message about managing stress well before the symptoms of stress show up. And in several earlier videos, I talked about controlling that which is controllable. We do have some control to improve and preserve memory under stress. Probably the most important thing we can do is practice good personal self-care. All the things that I mentioned in those earlier videos. For example, make sure you're getting good sleep, eat healthy, get regular strenuous exercise, practice mindfulness and spirituality. The hardest part though is establishing our individual regimen and then committing to that. If you're having trouble here, that's where we can help. Please give us a call at 828-333-5708 or find us on Facebook. And if this video was helpful, please go to YouTube and click subscribe. We look forward to working with you.